Okay, this is the Hexagon Extrude tutorial, and this is sometimes can be a tough drawing. So I'm going to give you a trick here at the beginning of this to make it a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and set our working directory. So go to the computer, go to the H drive, go to Creo. I'm going fast here now because you should know how to do this. Right click on Extrude and set working directory. Click on New. We're going to make a part, call it what it is, Hex. We'll call it Hex Test. You can call it whatever you want, but name it something that looks like what it actually is. And then click OK. Now it is an extrude, so we're going to click Extrude, Front, and Sketch View. You should be used to doing this now. This procedure is important. And I'm going to actually use a similar technique that I did the last time. And so I am going to draw a line, and I'm going to dimension it. And I'm going to get it very close to what it actually is going to be. So I'm going to make this 98.83. Okay, and then you know, I don't need this exactly centered. I mean, we could mathematically center this if we want to, but I'm going to go ahead and rough out a little bit more of this shape. I'm going to put in a line down to here, and I'm also going to put a line in down to here, and then I'm going to dimension a little bit more. And so by doing this and taking it kind of step by step, you know, it can be fairly difficult to dimension this drawing if you just draw the whole thing first and then everything's way different than it should be. So what is this upper interior angle? Look at your paper and it's 125. Okay, now these dimensions did pop up. Now if it didn't pop up, you can add a dimension anywhere you want. You know, this dimension right here, I don't know what that number's supposed to be. And so you just ignore it. You don't have to know all the numbers and what they're supposed to be. It's okay. So we're going to go to the dimension tool and we're going to say, alright, from this line to this line, click, middle click, and it'll add that angular dimension in there, and that's also going to be 125. This drawing is symmetrical both vertically and horizontally. Then what else do we know about it? Well, we know this is 150 in length, and we know this is 150 in length, so don't make that 150. That's the height, or from, you know, where this line starts on the y-axis here and goes up on the y-axis. That's not the length of this line. So we need the length of this line, or if we made a triangle out of it, we would call it the hypotenuse. So we're going to go to our dimension tool, click on that line, move your mouse out kind of perpendicular to this line. So it's kind of like we're making a T on its side, and middle click out here. That will give you this aligned dimension, and this is 150. Okay, now this might be 150 now, but I'm just going to double check it. I'm going to go to my dimension tool, click, middle click, and yes, 150. Now it's not going to let you keep that dimension because it's saying, hey, you got a conflict here. If we let you change this number to a different number, then something else will have to change here. This will no longer be horizontal, or this won't be 150, or this can't be 125 degrees. So we just confirmed it's 150. That's good. So we're just going to delete that. Now here's something cool about this. This drawing is actually should be perfect, okay? And so if we want to mirror this, this is actually a cool tool. You do need a center line to mirror, so I'm going to put in a center line horizontally across the middle of this hexagon. I'm going to highlight my entire drawing, so the top half of the hexagon, and then go to my mirror tool up here at the top. Now if you read the bottom, it says, you know, select a mirror line, so that's going to be the center line for us, and you can see it mirrors it down. Now before we were like, okay, it's done, let's go ahead and check this angle right here and confirm that it's 110. So get your dimension tool and click on this line, middle click, yep, 110. And you know, it's a good way to confirm, but it's not going to let you keep this number here because it will conflict with other things you've done. Now this is only true if you mirrored it. Now if you drew the whole thing, it probably will let you keep the 110. So we accept it. There's our shape. We pick our thickness that we want. You know, I'm going to make this one thin. And you accept it and save it. And that is the hexagon.